Alright, what is up guys? Today I have a Smogon World Cup of Pokemon match. This is me versus High Impulse. High Impulse is a very good friend of mine. I've known him for like 2 or 3 years since I started playing Pokemon, and Smogon and all that, and he's a very good player. So when we got matched up, we were like, oh, you know what? Let's just get it over with. Let's just play each other. And yep, here's the battle that came through. So looking at my team, I whipped it up pretty quickly. Like, I knew he likes to run offense, so my mentality was to have a lot of solid things versus like bulky offense and offense. So I had SD Talonflame, which obviously is pretty good versus him. I had Mew, because I can just spread out burns, speed creep enough for like Breloom or Bisharp, and then just kind of like sit there and just kind of slowly kill everything. Scarf Keldeo as a revenge killer should he have brought DD Zard X or something. Mega Scizor, the priority is always nice, and then Latios pretty much, because you always need like a water resist, plus Defog was really nice for my Talonflame. So his team, it looks a lot like X and Y offense, but he has Beedrill, and I was really confident with my team going in, but then I saw he had Magnezone plus Beedrill, and then I started kind of worrying because like that core together, obviously Beedrill is not something you see, but as you're gonna see, it is gonna put in a lot of work versus my team. So let's just hop into the game. I lead off with Lando T because it has good matchup versus pretty much everything besides Latios. Here I decided to go right for the rocks as he brings in his Azu and just waterfalls. Judging by that damage, I knew he was AV, but I didn't really have a solid switch in because the best thing for me to go into would be my Scizor, and I'd have to risk that thing getting Magnezone trapped. So I just get up my rocks. Now I'm going to go into my Mew here. I'm able to eat that up easily because he's at -1, and I'm free to just pretty much pass off a Will-O-Wisp here. As he goes into his Latios, yeah, so he goes into Latios. I was pretty sure here he was just going to defog, and I probably could have knocked up here, but I was kind of worried about that, so instead I'm just going to go for the Roost, because 2 Life Orb Dracos might have been able to knock me out. I wasn't so sure about how much the damage would be, but yeah, here he's just going to go for the Roost, I guess, to scout if I have knockoff or not, which I do have. So if I did knock off on his first defog, Latios would have been gone, so I don't know, maybe I should have calced or something, but I mean, it's not worth getting Dracoed and then having my Mew at a very low amount of HP. I do need this thing to check quite a bit. So, yep, he continues to spam Roost, and I'm just keep knocking off. Here, I kind of make a misplay. I decide to defog. It doesn't really matter, though. I mean, I decide to Roost, expecting a Draco. It doesn't really matter. Oh, I guess not on this turn. Maybe I already did it. Maybe I'm a little bit behind, my bad. But, yeah, I'm going to continue to spam knockoff. Now here, he's confident enough to go into his Beedrill that I won't Will-O-Wisp. And that knockoff does a ton, because Beedrill's defense is pretty bad, but obviously I can't stay in here. I can't go into my Talonflame on the off chance he wants to Poison Jab or something like that. Also, he gets up free rocks with his Landorus T. But yeah, he goes for the U-turn, does a very nice amount to my Lando T. Brings in Dragonite. I was pretty sure this was going to be Choice Banded, so I kind of have to stay in, and judging by the fact that he goes right for the Outrage, pretty much confirms it. The thing is, I do have a faster Mew. I am 263, which outspeeds Adamant Dragonite. So I'm able to bring that thing in, hit him with the burn, and pretty much neutralize this thing, which is always nice. The only problem is, every time I bring in, well, for one, I can't switch out on Dragonite. All of my switch-ins get destroyed barring Scizor, which again, if he didn't have a Magnezone, I mean, I'd have been golden. Scizor easy 6-0. But the problem is I can't afford to go into my Scizor for the sole reason that he'll just kill me with Magnezone and then I'll lose for sure. But yeah, I go for the second Will-O-Wisp here on the off chance that maybe he'll want to go into his Beedrill, because I really have to hope he chokes and sends that thing in prematurely, because then I have a pretty solid chance of winning. But yeah, I think I Roost up here as he breaks through, or does he hit himself? I'm not sure. Yeah, he does just break through. Does a decent amount, and I'm at like close to 80%, but yep, I am in range for Beedrill to come in and U-turn. The fact that he got rocks up were very nice for him. Probably should have played this out a little bit better. But I go into my Keldeo here because I'm Scarf, so if he Poison Jabs trying to catch the Talon, I can kill him here and put myself in a fantastic situation. But no, knockoff was a very smart play by him, because now my Scarf is gone, and he's going to bring in his Latios, take the Hydro Pump. Yeah, nothing left to say. I mean, I don't know, there were a number of things I could have done differently, maybe Icy Winded. But no, here, it's his best play is just to Draco me. I don't really need that thing anymore either, because like everything besides Lando T beats it at that point, because he's a Scarf Zone. Going to Talonflame here, he goes into his Magnezone because he can get a free Volt Switch, smart play on his part, as I'm forced to go into my own Scizor because it's pretty obvious he's going to Volt Switch, but anything he brings in is going to not beat Scizor 1v1. So he goes into Lando T here. My mentality here was no point SDing or anything, because again, he does have that Magnezone, so I should just start spamming Bullet Punch to, what's it called? Try and whittle this thing for my +2 Talonflame at a later point. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. For some reason he's Rocky Helmet, which is always interesting. But now I realize, oh, I'm just going to get Magnezone trapped. I probably should have played that differently to trap him into HP Fire and get up the defog. But yeah, now he's going to be able to go into his Beedrill pretty much at no cost. as I'm going to bring in my Talonflame here, and I believe I just roost up. Yeah, I just roost up as he goes into his Landorus T. Now this is a really interesting play. Apparently his Landorus T has Toxic, so I'm gonna go into my Latios, assuming, you know what, I have to go into this thing. If U-turns, that's that, but if I stay in and sag Talonflame, I lose. But no, he has Toxic, showing that he doesn't have Stone Edge. So I'm gonna defog here as he goes into Magnezone, and I believe I just roost here, or I surf. I'm not. Yeah, I think I surf. Yeah, the reason I'm surfed like Draco, Roost, defog Lottie, pretty trash set. The reason was I was kind of afraid of Heatran, specifically like the Taunt Toxic version or whatever. That was my fear. Probably should have kept it as Psyshock. Live and learn, I guess. So Azu comes in. It's at 66 now, and yeah, he's gonna knock me on knockoff, but Talonflame isn't gonna be able to kill him over the Brave Bird at this point, so I'm forced to go into my Beedrill, Will-O-Wisp him here, and he just goes for the knockoff. Does a very nice amount to me actually, even though he's not even banded. But yep, I'm just gonna keep on roosting up, as I believe now he goes into his Lando T, trying to set up the rocks. I figured here, you know what, he'll probably just U-turn, which is his best play. But I have to taunt regardless, because if he gets up rocks, I'll be in a very bad situation. And here I was like, okay, now I have a chance. I just have to Will-O-Wisp here, or knock off. Like it didn't really matter. All I needed was chip damage. But no, he knows he needs to keep Landorus healthy. Good play on his part. Goes into a Azumarill, and I'm just gonna spam knockoff for chip damage as he goes for the knockoff again. I don't know why he made that play. I mean, not like it really matters. It's either that or play rough anyway. So yeah, he just play roughs here, as it does a tad bit more. And then I'm gonna roost up here, hoping for maybe a miss. That way I can eat up one Beedrill U-turn, hopefully. But no, he makes a smart play, just goes for the knockoff to get that damage he needs. Here I probably could have gone into my actually it didn't even matter. I'm gonna sack this to U-turn. Now here is where I realized I probably did sort of misplay. So he brings in he brings in Magnezone. Talonflame isn't that strong, so it's gonna be able to barely live the Flare Blitz, and it's going to kill me off with the Volt Switch. If I Bullet Punched the Magnezone with my Scizor for whatever 2 or 3%, he would have been in Flare Blitz range, and because he's some weird, like, I don't know, Toxic Lando T, I might have possibly had a chance to win with Talonflame, because I could have killed this, SD'd on this, on the Toxic, Brave Birded to, I guess, kill it, and then with all the recoil, it would come down to whether, no, and then I wouldn't die to Toxic via Beedrill protecting me. So, yeah, I mean, I couldn't really guess that he'd be Toxic Lando T, but looking back at it, I think if I BP'd the Magnezone, I probably would have had a pretty high shot of winning. But that is going to be the game, so unfortunately I do lose. But you know, it was still a solid game. It was a fun one too. Always fun playing friends. So hope you guys enjoyed. Drop a like if you did, and later guys, peace.